For over 30 years, Teacher Riddle had dedicated his life to teaching. In the bustling heart of Lagos, he shaped young minds with passion and wisdom. But deep down, he carried an ambition, one that didn't belong in the classroom. Over the years, while earning his modest salary, he had quietly invested in land. Little parcels here and there, bought with the intention of building something greater. Now, with retirement looming, Teacher Riddle knew it was time to finally pursue his dream: real estate. When the day finally came, Teacher Riddle stood in his modest living room, holding his retirement check. Along with that, the lands he had accumulated over the years, land that had appreciated in value, was all he needed to launch his real estate empire. Full of excitement and determination, he announced to everyone, "I've got lands for sale, big lands at great prices." He imagined himself becoming the next big real estate mogul of Lagos. He was ready to make his mark. The years of investing had finally led him here, to the beginning of his dream. But what he didn't know was that the rules of the game had changed. Confident in his land's value, Teacher Riddle thought he knew the magic formula: buy cheap, sell high. But soon, he learned that it wasn't enough. The pricing of real estate had evolved beyond what he had anticipated. His first listing was a set of parcels in an up-and-coming area. He priced them conservatively, believing that his land's value alone would attract buyers. But it wasn't enough. The market had changed. Buyers were looking for more than just cheap land. They wanted value, quality, and location, and they weren't about to overpay. Teacher Riddle quickly discovered that he had underestimated the competition. Developers were selling properties at competitive rates, offering modern amenities like better infrastructure and prime locations. Riddle's properties, though located in decent areas, didn't offer these perks. He was left wondering, how did he price these lands right? Despite the challenges, Teacher Riddle wasn't one to back down. He pressed on, telling friends and neighbors, and even strangers in the street, "I've got land for sale, come take a look." His enthusiasm was unmatched, but his knowledge was lacking. After 2 months of telling people about his land, he finally got a call. A buyer seemed interested, and Teacher Riddle rushed to meet him. The only problem was that his lands were still incomplete. No roads, no utilities, just patches of earth. But in Teacher Riddle's mind, it didn't matter. This was the sale that would make him famous. When the buyer showed up, Riddle confidently led him through the land, describing the future that awaited it. "Look at this potential," he said. "You can build anything here." The buyer's response? Where's the road? And the electricity? Teacher Riddle chuckled nervously. "Don't worry about that. We'll sort it out later." The buyer wasn't convinced. And of course, the sale fell through. As the days went on, Teacher Riddle's confidence began to crumble. The phone wasn't ringing, and his dreams of quick profits were quickly turning into a nightmare. The stress was taking its toll. His retirement savings were dwindling, and he started worrying about his mismanagement. Could he really succeed in this business? Meanwhile, friends and family began to voice their concerns. "Teacher Riddle, is this the best use of your pension? Maybe you should have just relaxed and enjoyed your retirement. Real estate isn't as easy as it looks." The self-doubt crept in. Could this really work? The land he owned seemed like a blessing, but it felt more like a burden now. The pressure was mounting, and even a slight illness began to remind him that the stakes were getting higher than ever. As the days dragged on, Teacher Riddle knew he had to adjust if he wanted to succeed. The world had changed, and so had the real estate business. Technology was no longer optional, it was a necessity. Websites, apps, digital marketing, these were the tools that could give him the edge he desperately needed. He decided to build a website for his properties. It was basic, but it was a start. Then, he dove into learning the ins and outs of online listings, digital marketing, and even social media. He soon discovered that today's buyers weren't just looking for land, they were looking for experiences. To stay ahead of his competition, Teacher Riddle embraced new technology. He added virtual tours on his website, allowing potential buyers to view the land remotely. He adopted AI-powered chatbots to answer queries instantly, giving customers immediate responses to their questions. But his biggest breakthrough came when he decided to introduce smart home features in his newly developed properties, integrating IoT devices that would allow future buyers to control the lighting, security, and even the temperature, all from their phones. This tech-forward approach impressed buyers and gave his properties a much-needed competitive edge. Even with the tech advancements, Teacher Riddle knew that customer expectations were constantly evolving. It wasn't enough to just have land and smart technology. Buyers expected personalized service, timely communication, and honesty. In the beginning, Teacher Riddle had struggled to meet these expectations. But as he learned more about customer service and built relationships with his buyers, things began to change. He started giving regular updates on project timelines, and when delays occurred, he communicated openly and offered alternatives. He made sure to meet with clients in person, ensuring that they felt valued and heard. However, the pressure to maintain a good reputation remained. One bad review, one disgruntled client, could undo months of hard work. Teacher Riddle understood this better than anyone. That's why he made sure his properties were built to the highest standards. If a tenant had a complaint, he took immediate action, personally visiting the property to resolve the issue. Slowly, Teacher Riddle's efforts began to pay off. Sales increased and his reputation grew stronger. Buyers started returning, recommending him to friends, and soon, Teacher Riddle had built a solid base of loyal customers. His land was no longer just land, it was home. He had learned to price properly, to use technology effectively, and to meet customer expectations in ways he had never imagined. The business, once a desperate gamble, was now thriving. Years later, Teacher Riddle stood proudly at the helm of a successful real estate business. What started as a small venture fueled by a passion for land had grown into a well-respected company. He had adapted, learned, and innovated. He wasn't just Teacher Riddle, the retired teacher anymore. He was Riddle Real Estate, a name synonymous with trust, quality, and forward thinking in the industry. Key business lessons. 1. Adapt to market changes. The industry evolves, and so must your approach. 2. Technology is essential. Embrace digital tools to stay ahead. 3. Customer expectations matter. Personalize your service and always communicate. 4. Reputation is everything. Keep your promises and focus on quality. 5. Pricing is a strategy. Don't just guess. Use market research and data. Through persistence, innovation, and learning from mistakes, Teacher Riddle turned his retirement dream into a thriving real estate legacy.